What's Monday morning? Eva Gary Cooper is in today. Can you believe it?
I know. I looked out the window and I said, wait a minute, what month is this?
I know. I can't believe it. Snow falling. Of course, we knew this was going to happen, that in the early morning hours it was going to start hitting West Michigan. But it was almost surreal to actually wake up and see it outside our windows.
And it's funny, too, because my dog was like, you know, they go out every morning, and then she was like, wait a minute. You know, and at first, when the snow first falls, they kind of walk like this. And I go, you've had it all winter, but it's just a surprise after a while.
Well, we get in that mode where we feel like it's ready to change over, and we had that taste last week.
Mentally, too. You're just like so done with snow. I think everybody can agree with that.
You know, I've been wearing sandals. I put my boots back on. I have my winter coat. I mean, this is what we're seeing, and this actually is one of our Holland sky cams, downtown Holland on A Street, and it is just coming down. The sky is looking white and gray. Here's our downtown one, the beautiful Grand River here, looking at that.
Well, at least there's no ice chunks coming down the river. At least not yet, you know?
No ice dams, and none in the foreseeable future. And now we're looking at Grand Haven. Lakeshore area.
So it's coming everywhere. It's all over the west side of the state. And moving on, let somebody else get it for a while. But you know, we had bad weather kind of all over the country, if you've been hearing that. I know they had severe tornadoes in North Carolina and things like that. So, you know, okay, a little snow, it'll melt. Hopefully by the end of the day, it'll all kind of be wet and gone.
Yeah, I hope so too. And things are looking better as the week goes on. You know, temperatures are slowly going up. And you do bring up a good point, because I was watching coverage of what the people in North Carolina are dealing with right now, and all the devastation.
You were saying something like they counted maybe like 200 tornadoes that were crossing, and
more coming.
Yeah, so
we count our blessings.
Exactly. A little snow is all right. I'd rather have a little snow than some tornadoes.
I think it's always good to keep perspective, isn't it?
And you know what they say in Michigan, just wait a few minutes, the weather will change.
You're right.
Exactly,
and we're hoping it does in a more warm direction.
Yes.
And I say that very lovingly, because I know there are a lot of people out there who love winter and don't want it to end. I know more that like the summer.
Yeah, I do too. And I think we've had a long enough winter. We're there. We're ready. And I know the 60-degree weather is coming sometime. It's coming. Just got to stay hopeful that it'll be there. And you know, it really helps to turn on. Do you ever have those lights that simulate sunlight?
No.
And turn them on. It just it does kind of fake your brain to thinking, oh, it's warm and pretty out.
Well, one thing that I often feel like when it's winter, I feel like that nesting and eating and that kind of thing. We did a little of that over the weekend. I wanted to share with you our experience. We actually haven't been to the Beltline Bar on Division and 28th there, right on the corner. Really popular restaurant.
Look at that plate.
In a couple of years, though, we've tried to go, but there's always such a line or like a 45-minute wait. So on Saturday, my husband and I and my daughter mapped it out. We're like, okay, as soon as she wakes up from her nap, which is usually around 4, we're going to take off and we're going to go. And so we went, and Eva, we got there 4:45. Look at Coco's huge taco and applesauce. So we said, okay, we're going to go. We're going to get there early. There was still a bit of a wait. This place is so popular. And we said, okay. Waited about 15 minutes, sat down. Bryce, as you saw, had the biggest burrito. It's called, I think, a loaded one.
I cannot. I mean, that's enough to feed a family of 10.
Ham, ground beef, beans, and all the fixings. Notice I had a burrito too, but we're not showing that. We did finish it, and I don't know if you've had that feeling before, but had that like cheese ball feeling. But I just wanted to share those pictures because it's another great locally owned restaurant that we have here in West Michigan.
And they've been around for a long time.
They really have been doing things well. You know, when they have the restaurant awards, they always seem to get awards for either burritos or Mexican food.
And it's one of those places, if you haven't been to in a while, like, you know, you just mentioning, you know, their fried ice cream. I just remember that, and I haven't been there in a long time. It's like, I got to go back. You know, we're always checking out the new places, but then it's nice to go back to those places that have been
the old favorites.
Yep, the old favorites
that people love to go to. My only advice is do plan ahead, because, like I said, it's really, really crowded because they're doing such a fantastic job. We did not leave a crumb on our plates.
Of course.
And you saw how big those burritos are. Of course, I'm eating a lot these days, so it wasn't very hard to do that. But yeah, just a good reminder of another fantastic place we have here in West Michigan.
Absolutely. That's what the weekends are for: resting, nesting, and eating.
Yes. Yeah. So what were you up to over the weekend?
Well, It was one of those things. Last week was a busy night every night. It was just that time of year. Lots of events, lots of things to do. And it was like run, run, run. So the weekend comes, and I just like to do nothing. I did my laundry earlier. The house was already clean. And, you know, I pick out some movies, and I make my favorite teas, and I just hang out. I mean, you still end up running around a little bit, but for me this weekend was great. Movie watching weekend.
Really? Yeah. That's wonderful. And you know what? Saturday was the perfect day to actually kind of stay in because we had so much of that rain and clouds too.
Yeah, it's kind of, the sun came out yesterday, but it sure fooled us this morning, didn't it?
I know.
Thought, oh, there comes summer, but
you know, a little bit late in the day, but then all that snow today, and so we're going to have a lot of coverage of the snow and what people especially need to be careful of here in West Michigan.
You got to remember, those roads get icy awfully quick. I was listening to the radio on the way in, and it's just like slide-offs and accidents, and it's like, come on, we know what the weather's like. It's like all of a sudden.
Well, I don't know, 2 weeks can really make you forget. Yeah.
You slow down, you see the white stuff. Come on, you don't want to put your face in it.
Yeah. So we are going to make a special point of uplifting people today. We've got some really great stories that you'll definitely want to see and some great deals for you here on Night West.